Alrighty, good afternoon everybody. This is Robert at Scott Leroy Marketing. We're getting started with our Kelle overview here. This is going to be pretty hands-on, pretty follow along. So make sure you have your phone handy. If you don't already have it, you should. This is the 21st century. Everybody does. But if you don't have it in your hand, we are going to need your phone here. Before we get started, there's a couple of things to get out of the way. This class is recorded. That's what you saw me do there in the bottom left corner. And it should be available hopefully within just a couple of hours, if not the latest tomorrow, at slmtraining.com. So S is in Scott, L is in Leroy, M is in marketing, training.com. I sent that over to you guys as a link in the chat window here, and that's how you're going to be able to reach out to me with any questions or comments that you might have during the class. So if you'll look up near the very top of your screen, you should have the same 5 buttons that I do just at the top. If you'll click on the one just to the left of center here that looks like a speech bubble icon, that's going to open up the chat window here, and that's where I sent you guys the link for slmtraining.com that you're going to have that there. So I'm just going to drop this over down here at the bottom so we can monitor that. And if there's anybody that has any questions, definitely send those to me in the chat window there. If you would like to listen in on your phone rather than your computer speakers, or if you're having trouble getting the sound to come on your computer speakers, there is the option of calling in. That number has been by on the slideshow a couple of times, but there it is there in the chat window also. Okay, so to get started here, let me bring up the pertinent slideshow. Go ahead and make this full screen. And where are my clicker here? Okay, so we are going to skip past this slide here. Okay, so before we really get started, there's a couple of things for you guys to be aware of. First, Kelle is essentially an infant, just about a year and February, March, April, May, June. So almost a year and a half old. So she's pretty old as far as programs go, but because this is a brand new thing, think of Kelle as a 2-year-old, basically a toddler. Was released in Family Reunion in February of 2018. So there's still a lot that Kelle will be able to do eventually that she can't do yet. And most of that is dependent on the development of KW Command, which, as we all know, currently is very low featured, is what we're going to call it. There are a lot of features that are missing out of Command, and until those features are added to Command, Kelle won't be able to do those things either. So with that in mind, we and KW International recommend treating Kelle like a 2-year-old. You want to use simple commands, just a couple of words like show my referral network. You also want to use specific commands like what is my GCI for the year, ask specifically about your GCI, versus what have I done this year. What have I done is a lot more broad and a lot more vague. You also want to manage your expectations with Kelle. You probably have a great idea for something that she could or should be able to do, but she just can't yet. And you can submit that idea to KW International via ideas.kw.com. So that's ideas, plural, with an S at the end, .kw.com. I'm actually going to go ahead and send that here in the chat window. And you're going to log into the Ideas site with your same MyKW username and password that you use to log into all of the Keller Cloud tools there. Where are you giving me that? Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, so after manage your expectations, if you do want to see what Kelle is currently capable of, you can actually just ask her, what can you do? And she'll send you a list of examples of things that you can ask Kelle to do or show you. And then one last thing to cover for the rest of this class, if there's anything that I'm showing you on my phone, I'm going to have my phone screen up here in just a little bit. If there's anything that I'm showing you on my Kelle app that's different from what you have, especially if I have something that you don't have, this is not a glitch. There's nothing wrong with your Kelle app. It's probably just that my labs group has access to features that yours doesn't. I don't think there's as much disparity between that as there used to be, so more than likely you're going to see exactly what I see. But just in case I have more features than you do, that's nothing to complain about. Nothing is wrong. You just don't necessarily have access to those yet, but you will eventually. Okay. So to get started, first we have to go download Kelle. So you would go to your Apple App Store or the Google Play Store on an Android, and you would download the Kelle app. And you would look for just Kelle. You don't want the Keller Williams Realty app. You don't want KW Events. You don't want Maps. You want the teal icon with the white KW in the middle. It looks like just like that right there. Excuse me. Now, I do want to point out that this is only available on iPhone and on Android. Windows Phone and BlackBerry do not have the Kelle app. It's only iPhone and Android. Once you've got Kelle downloaded and installed, you open up the app, and to sign in, you're going to use the exact same username and password you used to log into mykw.kw.com or agent.kw.com for command. It's the same username and password. The username is more than likely, vast majority of the time, 99% of the time, is not going to be your @kw.com email address. There have been a number of people that I've seen that have changed their username to their email address, but it's not supposed to be. It's typically in the format first initial, last name, and then maybe a number or two. And that was issued to you by KW International and should be included in your original setup complete email that we sent to you. Once you're signed in, you have the option to enable Touch ID or Face ID if you're on an iPhone X, but prior to that, you can do Touch ID as well. Once you're signed in, you'll more than likely want to tap on Allow for notifications so that you can get real-time updates on your referrals, on your activity with your content in KW Connect, and then eventually on your contacts, especially for reminders and deals that you're running through Kelle. These features, those last two features aren't available just yet, but they will eventually be. So you want to make sure to get notifications from Kelle. Now, since Kelle is fairly new and it's still being worked on and developed, some issues are bound to happen. If you're sure that the username and password that you're using to log into Kelle here is correct, you've gone to MyKW and verified that you can log in with that information, and it still gives you different errors, especially like this one, unfortunately, there's not anything to do about it. You would just have to wait it out until KW International gets it fixed up on their end. There is no fixing that can be done by you or by us. It has to be KW International. If you really want to reach out to somebody for help, again, that would need to be KW International support, and their email address and number are there on the screen. You can also reach out to them via the support button that's at the bottom of any page in Command. So one thing just to emphasize is SLM can't fix Kelle. There's nothing that we can access to fix the login issue or the server error or anything. Any problems you have with Kelle have to be directed to KW International support. We just don't have access. Okay. So this is where we're going to deviate from the slideshow here. This slideshow was made several months ago before they made some updates to Kelle. So I'm just going to share my phone screen here, and yeah, we'll just pretend what's back there isn't back there. So here's my phone screen here. This is the Kelle icon right here, the teal one with the white KW. When I tap on that, I have enabled Touch ID to sign in, so it's going to pop up asking me for that eventually. There we go, Touch ID. It's getting me logged in here. Eventually, there we go. It's not being very fast right now. I really hope it's not my internet. Let me see if I can turn off Wi-Fi, see if it could be a little faster. No, it looks like it's the Kelle system that's having issues. Oh boy, I hope this doesn't just go completely kaput, because then we can't do anything else. Oh, that's right, I can't turn off Wi-Fi if I'm sharing my screen with you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, here's our homepage. Starting at the top, what it's going to be showing you is actually, what it's not showing me that it's supposed to be showing me is the first thing at the list here above this local insights section is it's supposed to show the most recently added or the most recently contacted contacts from your command database. Now this is command only. This is not eEdge. Kelle can't do anything in any way, shape, form, or fashion with eEdge. It only 100% exclusively works with contacts that are in command. So if your contacts are in eEdge rather than command, you're not going to be able to work with them with Kelle. Okay, I had that question last time I did this class. Kelle works with command only. No eEdge, no other CRMs, only command. So at the top here, what it's supposed to be showing me, and I'm not sure why it's not, maybe it's just been too long, it's supposed to show me either the most recently added or the most recently contacted contacts that are in my command database. And you'll be able to swipe through those. Now go back. You'll be able to swipe through those left and right, similar to the way that I'm swiping through these snaps here down toward the bottom. So, and you can contact them, get more information about those contacts from that section up there. Underneath that, it is going to show local insights around your GPS location. So this is Matt Johnson, Keller Williams Realty. I'm not sure why he has an insight here in Emporia because there is no KW office in Emporia. The closest ones are in Topeka and Wichita, which are 50 and 60 miles away, respectively. So what I'm going to do here is actually report Matt's. Okay, I've already done that, so it's not going to allow me to do it again. What I would do is report Matt's insight because it doesn't actually have anything to do with Emporia, his service area, or anything like that. So we're going to ignore this insight here. Underneath that, we've got some Kelle snaps for different areas around my GPS location. So this looks like Commercial Street, a little bit to the west and east of Commercial Street, south of 6th Avenue. If I were to tap on this, View Kelle Snap I have to tap on. It's going to zoom in on that area, and it's going to show me all listings in that area. It tells me there are 8 active and 3 pending listings in that area. It doesn't have an average days on market, but it does have an average price and things like that. This is all information that's pulled via IDX directly from the MLS. There's no IDX connection for you to set up here in Kelle. That's handled through KW International. That's all managed and everything on their end, also through Nextdoor. So you don't have to worry about IDX with this app. You still have the other 3, but here in Kelle, you don't have to worry about IDX. So it's showing me there are these 8 listings. I can tap on this number 8 here, I believe, or not. Now this is just, I guess, a summary of this area. So just like any other Kelle Snap, even if you were to ask her manually, Kelle Snap such and such area, you have the ability to share these snaps. And it's very dim. You can't really see what it says over here on the left, but this says all, and then under here is a checkbox for team. You also have the option of MC and me. So these options are show all listings in this snap area, show listings from my team in this snap area, show listings from my market center in this snap area, and then show listings from just me in this snap area. And you have to choose at least one of these, but you can also select multiple ones. And I'm going to uncheck me. And then you'd add a message, and then you tap on share, and it's going to pop up with different options on your phone that you can use to share it to messaging apps or sending it as a text or things like that. Coming back out here to our home page, the last thing on the bottom here is some hand-picked featured videos here from KW Connect, chosen by, I don't know who, but somebody at KW International has decided these videos need to be on the home page for Kelle. You can swipe through these and watch them here in Kelle if you want to, and it's up to you and all that. It looks like the most recent one they've added here is some design updates to Command. And let's see, oh, it looks like it opens it up in KW Connect, and I would need to log into that. So that's good to know. Okay, underneath that, we're going to start on the left here with this little eye icon in the speech bubble. No matter where you are across any platform, anywhere, typically means more information. So I'm going to tap on the little information icon here. And this is a list of general examples of what Kelle can handle, things that you can ask Kelle. So if you tap on any of these sections, like referrals here, these are some things that you can ask Kelle to do or ask her to show you, and she would be able to take care of that for you. Now, these are not an exhaustive, total, and complete list of absolutely everything Kelle can do. These are all examples of the types of things that Kelle can do. So you might think of something a little more specific or different from what's listed here. Go ahead and ask her, see what happens, because this is not everything that Kelle can do. It's just examples. So let's go ahead to like general questions. We'll just start here. We'll ask her, what is CGI? Tapped on what is CGI, and she explains this is CGI, and she pulls that information from KW Connect and has a link to the CGI page within KW Connect. If I go back here, I can tap on one of these other ones. You know, what is profit share? It explains that for you. So you can go back and work on these different sections here. You may have access to more or fewer sections than I do, depending on different memberships. Like down here at the bottom that you can't really see behind the A Power Mirror logo here is Keller Mortgage. It says Labs Only. I'm not a member of Keller Mortgage, so I don't have access to this, but those of you that are may. So you could say, you know, show me my Keller Mortgage pre-approval link. So you can tap on that. Oh, I guess if you're not a member of Mortgage, you have the option to request access here. But if you tap on that, it'll show you the link that you can send to people to sign up for Keller Mortgage under you. So that's pretty cool. So coming back out here to the home page, let's go here into the Ask Kelle field here. This is where you're going to type or say the different things that you want Kelle to do. And in fact, before we get into that, I mentioned you can use voice commands with Kelle. You can either tap on this microphone icon here, or once you've tapped on the text box here, there's another microphone icon you can tap on. And then there's a third option where Kelle can be listening for you to say, "Hey Kelle," and then a command. And that's under More over here, and then Settings. And the only setting in here is listen for "Hey Kelle." And I believe this is working on both iPhone and Android. So if you turn on that feature, what she'll be doing is very similar to Siri or Google. She'll be listening for "Hey Kelle," and then whatever it is you want her to do or show you. So you'd say, "Hey Kelle, what is CGI? Hey Kelle, show my CGI. Hey Kelle, add a contact," things like that. And you can just do that via voice rather than typing it out or tapping on the speaker button here. I leave mine turned off because it's fairly sensitive, and it ends up hearing things here while I'm teaching that don't mean anything to Kelle, so it gets all confused and error messages and things like that. So I leave it off, but it's up to you whether you want to leave it on. If you do turn it on, pretty much anytime I say "Hey Kelle" and then such and such, it's going to hear it on your phone as well. Here in the class, it's kind of funny. I got that the first time I did this. So it's up to you whether you want to have that on or not. So if we tap here where it says Ask Kelle, you can type in request, so add a contact, and then hit send, and it's very similar to sending a text. There we go. She says, "Happy to help. To add a contact, I'll need a name and either an email or phone number." So you tap on Enter Contact Details, and here is your form to add a new contact into your command database. Now, any contacts that are added to command through the Kelle app this way are going to have a tag of Kelle applied to them in command. Something else we can type, let's see. What is my profit share for the year? See if she can pull anything from that. It looks like it looked at January specifically. So maybe you have to ask about a specific month. I'm not sure about that. And then we can also do voice, voice commands here. So I'm going to tap on that. What is my profit share? We don't have profit share for this month. Your most recent profit share was last July. So, wow, it's been about a year since I got any profit share. So that's the kind of things that you can do with Kelle here from the home page. So starting down here, or actually before we leave the home page, one last thing to cover is up here in the top right, we've got this little bell icon here. Bell typically, it's not universal, but pretty typically bell means notifications. It means information that you need to be made aware of. So if you tap on that bell icon, you're going to see different things that you should be aware of here in Kelle. More often than not, it's going to be to do with the referral network that's here either in Kelle or in Command or in KW Connect. You can access the same referral network, all three of those places. So if someone sends you a request to join their referral network or sends a referral over to you to work on, those are the most common things you're going to see here. You'll also see information about activity that people do on your content in Connect. So say you've uploaded a video or you've shared a document or something and somebody comments on it, you'll get that notification here in Kelle. And then like I said earlier in the class, eventually you're also going to get notifications for follow-up from your contacts, new messages from your contacts, I believe, and also I think calendar notifications for your contacts probably. Okay. So from the home page down here at the bottom, we're going to tap on Command, and we're just going to work our way down from the top here. If we tap on Contacts, this is going to list all of the contacts that are in your Command database, and you can scroll through these, and if you tap on any of these, you can see more information about them or edit them or contact them. Let's see, Beverly here. So here's Beverly's contact information. I could call, text, or email her. I have the option here with the 3 dots here to log an interaction with her, so you'd be leaving a note. You can view the history of interactions that you've logged, and then you can also edit her information. Coming back out here, starting at the top here, it's going to sort by default by first name. You have you also have additional sort options here that you can choose. So you can sort by, last contacted. We'll do that. So the most recently contacted person here was this Mike Jones, who's not a real person. And then you can also swap this around. This would be the last, farthest away contacted, the one person that you contacted the longest ago. You also have filters up here at the top right, so you can filter this down by groups. Excuse me, groups and tags are the same thing. So if I search for Kelle, there we go, it's going to suggest that group for me. So if I apply that, this is going to be contacts that were added through Kelle. You've also got companies that you can search for. Say you have multiple people that work for one company, you can search for that company name there. Sources, so this would be maybe Facebook, family, referral, things like that. Status, whether they're captured or connected. And then you've got a date range for contacted, created, modified, birthday. You can also search for a phone, email, or physical address. And then you can also search contacts by name here under search contacts. So let's go add a new contact. We'll look at what that looks like here. This is going to be the exact same thing as if you had said, hey, Kelle, add a contact, and she asked for those contact details. This is the exact same form. The only things that are required are first and last name, and then either an email address or a phone number. So you have to have some form of contact to add a contact here into command. You can't just do a name and add contact information later. You have to add it at the same time. So full name here, we'll do, Matt Damon. I like Matt Damon. He's one of my favorite actors here. So we'll call it Matt Damon. We'll add a phone number here. So we'll add another item. And we'll call this type, it's going to be a mobile phone. And we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. That's not his real number. It's not anybody's real number. Under that, we can add an email address here. And I believe you can add up to, 3 emails. And I believe 3, maybe 4 phone numbers. 3 phone numbers per contact. So 3 phone numbers, 3 emails, and then I believe 1, 2, 3 addresses, and social media. You're choosing which social media that you're adding here, and there's about, it looks like about 2 dozen here that you can add. Let's see, relationships. So for relationships, we have a special short class just for that. This is basically saying this contact that I'm adding here is related to this other contact already in my database. Say this is a spouse or a child or a parent or something. You can add that relationship here. So we're adding Matt here. We could say we're going to add a relationship for Matt of this is his, spouse. We'll call Matt Damon's spouse, and we'll search for a contact that's already in command here. So we'll search for Beverly. Gosh, we looked at Beverly earlier. There we go. We've got Beverly Jackson here. So when I saved this, Beverly would be linked to Matt as his spouse. And you've also got a spot for notes down here. Remember, the only things that are required are name and either email address or phone number. The rest of this is optional, but it does help to have more information about your contact. More information about more contacts is always better. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. Don't necessarily need to add a new contact. I'm going to, how do I clear filters? Oh, clear filters down there at the bottom. We'll apply that. And so now this is all of my contacts again, sorted by last contact farthest away. Okay, coming back out to the command menu here, we've got My Insights. This is a list of any insights that you've submitted through Command or KW Connect or here in Kelle. So there may be multiple ones listed here or none if you've never added an insight. You can tap on any of your existing insights to look at them here. You have the option to edit them over here on the right. You can also get directions to wherever this insight is GPS located. You also have the option to add new insights here, and you can also see some stats down here at the bottom. It's really hard to see. You got 5 views, comments, or I have 5 views on mine. I have comments, I have likes and dislikes. And then we're not going to get too much into insights. What they're supposed to be is helpful tips about different areas or different places in your service area that are going to help other agents, and I believe eventually clients learn more about the area in which you work, especially things that painted in a positive light. If you're looking for a great maybe mechanic, or if you need a new dentist, or this entertainment area or shopping area is really easy to get to and a lot of fun, things like that. Under that, we've got map. We're going to spend a good amount of time here in the map. So what it's showing here by default is listings. If we look up in the top right, we've got this little yard sign looking icon here. By default, that's what it's going to search for on the map here is listings. So if I tap on search this area, It's going to show me all the listings, and again, this is IDX enabled. This is every listing, not just KW listings. This is all listings in the area. So if I tap on any of these listings here, like this one right here, it's going to give me a summary of this listing. And then if I tap again within the summary, it's going to take me to the full listing details, whole price and pictures and description and everything. I can come back out here and tap on a different listing, tap on that again, and this is going to show me again the listing details. So if you want information about a listing in an area without having to go through maybe the KW app, you can tap on that here in the Kelle app. And I believe, can we share this? No, it looks like this is just for you. It does have some auto-generated comps down at the bottom, so that might be helpful for you. Oh, this is viewing this comp listing. Okay, so you can swipe through these down at the bottom. So yeah, come back. There we go. So if we come back into the map, I just did that to clear out all the listings here. If we tap, excuse me, gosh, got some stomach issue there. Actually, before we tap on this icon here, it says you do have a search bar up here at the top. So you can search for different places. It doesn't have to necessarily be around your GPS location. So you could search for, we're going to call it San Bernardino. San Bernardino, California. Tap on that. And here it's going to list all the listings in this area. That's something I forgot to show you back on the other map view here. Where we are currently, this is a slide out that comes out from the right side of the screen. If you look at this little tab right here, on your phone, you should notice 3 little triangles that are pointing over to the right. That means if I tap on that, it's going to collapse that over to the right. And it's going to show just the tab over here on the right. And if I tap it again, it's going to show me the list of all these listings here. And if I close that, here again is that map view of all the listings in this area. Okay, so coming back up here to the search box. Oh, by the way, you do also have the option for filters here for listings, and this is it. It's fairly limited. You've got a price range, status, street address, city, zip code, or the listing agent's name down here at the bottom. Okay, so under that, we've got, if we tap on the little yard sign icon up here. By the way, again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to ask me in the chat window. So what it is, my map shows 0 listings for my city. Interesting. What is your city? So I can go take a look at that. Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska, tap on that. That's interesting. So how did you search for that? Did you search for up at the top Lincoln, Nebraska, or did you do just come to the map here and you're in Lincoln and you were expecting it to show the listings here before you tapped on search this area? Because you do have to tap search this area for it to show those listings around you. Interesting. So you did both. So it seems to be showing listings for me. If anybody else is having troubles like that, probably what's happening, or actually I don't know what's happening, but probably what you'll have to do, like I said at the beginning of the class, is unfortunately we have no way to try to fix this. You would need to contact KW International Support, and I've had their number and their email on the screen a little while ago. Also, when you're logged into Command, there's that black support button down at the bottom. You can reach them that way via chat as well. Because, yeah, I'm definitely seeing listings in Lincoln. If I zoom out, it's going to show me even more listings. There we go, all kinds of listings there. So not sure what might be happening with yours there. Okay, coming back up here, tap on the little yard sign icon. We're going to go to the top of the list here. Remember, by default, it was listings. We're going to go to the top of the list here of agents. This actually isn't super great of a tool right now, because what it does is it shows you the market center. This one dot here is every agent in this market center. If I zoom in here and I tap on this, it's going to show, did you see what happened there? It's going to show Jason, and then it switches over to Mary. And every single agent in this market center is stacked on top of each other here in this one dot, because it's for the market center. So instead, what you'd need to do is, again, tap on our little tab over here at the right, and it's going to show all the agents that are in this area, specifically probably in this market center. So on the map search, the agent thing isn't super helpful. Let me go back to Lincoln. I don't know why I keep closing it. Okay. Now, I get this question pretty often when I do this class. Is this showing real-time location of these agents? No, it's not. This is not going to show real-time location of anything except listings, which are not going to be moving anyway. So this is not GPS location of other agents that are in KW. This is where the market center is, and we're stacking every agent on top of each other. You'd have to pull out that list to see all the agents in that market center. Under that, we've also got the option for contacts, and I'm going to have to zoom way, way out in order to see any contacts because mine are spread really thin. So we'll search this area here. And what this is showing is each of these dots is a physical address that I have stored for a contact in my command database. This, again, is not real-time locations of your contacts. You are not in any way, shape, form, or fashion ever going to get real-time information for anybody here within Kelle. This is only if you have gone into their contact in command or here in Kelle and added a physical address. So if I go up here, this one that's near Cincinnati, looks like Brian Wheaton. I've added a address here for him in my command database. And you can text him, contact them, or get directions to that place. There we go. Looks like, yeah, this is a fake address that I put in here. Okay, so coming down here in the list, we've got insights. This is going to show insights in whatever area. So I'm going to go to, let's go to Milwaukee. Zoom in on Milwaukee, see what kind of insights we get in this area. There we go, got a whole bunch of insights here. We can zoom in further to separate these out a little bit. Let's tap on this one, see what we've got here. Marcus Center. This is the best place to see national tour Broadway musicals, the Milwaukee Ballet and the Milwaukee Symphony. I would like to go there, so thank you for describing what that is, Amanda. And actually, if I were to tap on Amanda's name here, what I'm betting, nope, I guess it doesn't go anywhere. So I have upvoted this here. It's up to you guys whether you want to upvote that. So this is where you can see other agents' insights for a given area. So let's tap on another one here. What's this here? Dry Bar Milwaukee, beauty bar offering blowout styling services. There we go. That's another one that would be helpful to somebody that's looking to move to this area. Anybody that gets a blowout, maybe weekly or something. Okay, coming back up here to the menu. Last thing we're going to cover is snaps. Remember, we started at listings, so we're skipping over that. So we'll tap on snaps, and we will zoom out just a little bit and do search this area. And this is going to show me Kelle snaps in the Milwaukee area. So there's a fairly big one right here. It looks like there's a separate one over here on the right. So I'll tap on that one and see what we get. Oh, got to move over here. Okay, so historic water tower. Let's tap on that. And we'll see the snap for this area. Looks like there are 22 listings, 4 pending. Doesn't have an average days on market, but it does have average prices there. Total sold looks like probably in the last 12 months is going to be my guess. Average sold price, yeah, things like that. So this is going to be the same way that you would always see a Kelle snap. So that's it for the map view here. Let's come, it looks like we're talking about Kelle snaps here, and obviously I skipped doing snaps. So I'm going to say Kelle snap Rialto, California. That's my hometown. Oops. Here are the market snapshots near you. Looks like I did that wrong. Let me try this again. Kelle snap 39465. For some reason, it's not showing that zip code, so it's not doing very well with that. But you can go over here to the map view, and I can search 39465. How did I not remember that that was Mississippi? 92376. So that was Rialto. So we'll do Rialto. And this is showing listings, remember, so I'm going to switch this over to snaps. Search this area. Okay, so we've got a number of snaps here in the Rialto area. So it looks like Rialto, Fontana, and Colton were a lot closer together than I thought they were. So this done area here, 2 listings, 5 pending, you know, all that fun stuff. Okay, so back to the command menu here. We just finished up with the map. Dropping down here to referrals, Anything that you can do with a referral, you can do here in Kelle. So you can send referrals, you can add people to your referral network, you can update referrals, you can close out referrals, all of those things. I'm not going to cover specifically how to do those because it's going to be exactly the same commands as we show in the referral class. We have a class, is it next week? 19th, 26th. Yeah, so next week we're going to be doing a class on working with referrals within KW Command. So I'm not going to cover that here in Kelle because it's the exact same commands. If you know what update is, if you know what send a referral is, if you know what add somebody to your referral network is, those same things translate here into Kelle. Okay. Keller Mortgage, I'm not going to be able to do anything with because I'm not a member of Keller Mortgage. But if you are a member, you'd be able to share your pre-approval link here and see a list of anybody who's applied for a mortgage through that link there. Task Manager is not functional yet, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, something went wrong. Please try again later. So this is not functional yet, but this is going to be like follow-up reminders for your contacts that are in Command. You also have the option to open up a browser and go log into Command in the browser, which I'm not sure why you would want to do that. Okay, coming down in the center of the menu down at the bottom, we've got Connect. Chat is coming soon, so you should eventually be able to chat with other people in Connect, your team members, each other here in the class if you wanted to. You should be able to chat with them here in Kelle eventually. Currently, that's only available in Command itself. We've also got Connect Feed here. This is going to be a feed of the stuff that's going on in the groups that you're a member of in KW Connect. So I'm a member of the Command Lab and Labs in the Pennsylvania, region, and Tech Ambassadors, and then this one particular market center here. And I can tap on those and go see that content if I wanted to. There we go. Back here, and then we can see all groups feed up here at the top, which is going to be the latest posts from all groups that you're a member of. And I wonder, can you post in these from here? Let's check. View full post. No, it looks like this is view only, and then you can also reply to people's posts. You're not going to be able to post your own content, your own stuff here into these groups except from within Command. Okay, QR code here is where you can scan somebody else's QR code to add them to your referral network, or share your QR code for them to add you to their referral network, and it's symmetrical. When they add you, you add them at the same time. So I've got a QR code here that I can share. If someone were to scan this using the scan function here in Kelle, that would send a request to me to add me to their referral network. There's no point in doing that. I'm not an agent. I can't do anything with referrals. But say I was, you could share that pretty easily without having to go through KW Connect. And then we've got referral network here. This is going to show a list of everybody that's in your referral network. And you can tap on them to get more information via their profile. You also have options to send them, there we go, send them a referral as well. Okay, so that's the Connect menu. Coming down here to Consumer, this is going to be, oh, it looks like you have the option to add an insight here. That's new. But the Consumer section here is not really functional because the new version of the KW app isn't out yet. It said it was coming in Q2 of 2019. We are, how many days are in June? 30 days. We are 12 days away from the end of Q2. So they've got 12 days to meet that goal. Really not expecting them to. But there's going to be a new version of the KW app coming out, and you're going to be able to interact with that here in your Kelle app as well. And it's going to stay branded to you the same way it always has been, but it's going to have a lot new features, especially for lead capture. What I understand is currently with the KW app, lead capture is totally voluntary. They only, the app only collects lead information if people decide to save a property or create an account. My understanding with the new app is basically it's going to lead capture as soon as they open it up. They're going to have to create an account in order to use the app, and it's going to couch that in, we want to get to know you better, to better show you listings and things that are going to meet your needs. So what am I talking about? So that's going to be really cool whenever it does finally come out. Coming down here to more, we've got a couple of different options here. If we tap on profile here, this is what other agents see when they search for you in the referral network. So it's going to have your contact information here. They'll have means of contacting you here, call, text, email, whatever. And they'll also have the option to view your latest posts or add you to their referral network here. So if any of this information needs to be updated, you can do that from here in the app, except when you tap on edit here, it's going to take you to a browser within the Kelle app, and you're going to have to sign into KW Connect using your MyKW username and password, and you can edit the profile that way. You can also do it a lot easier just by going to KW Connect on your computer. We already went into settings. Remember, the only setting here is whether Kelle is listening for Hey Kelle or not. We've got notifications, which is the exact same thing as the bell icon up here. You also have the option to submit feedback about the Kelle app to the development team. And then lastly, you have the option to log out of the app. Good question. Is there a list view for listings? Yes, there's a list view for everything on the map. So let's go over to our command here, tap on map. It shows listings by default, so we'll search that. And just like everything else, remember there's that little tiny tab over here to the right with the 3 triangles. They should be pointing left. If you tap on that, that's going to open up the list of the listings here. And now those triangles will be pointing right, which means when you tap on them, it closes that side menu. That's a good question. That's going to do it for our Kelle overview. If you do think of any questions after the class, definitely send them over to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Everybody have a great day.